What have you got? Oh, there's a monkey. Okay, well, if there's monkeys sitting in the tree there and they're not shouting, there's a very good chance that there's absolutely nothing here, and that they were probably shouting at a mongoose. So we definitely heard the alarm call of the Franklin, but these monkeys would be something like that. Not a very good example, but that is a marvelous tree that they're sitting in. The vervet or blue ball monkey. And they are very cool animals and very reliable when it comes to spotting predators. And you can see what they're doing. They're right up in the top of that jackalberry, feeding on a fruit or two while they enjoy the morning sunshine. Looks like a good property.
Yeah.
Ferg says, looks like a good property. There's a nice view. It's all about location here, folks. All about location. And we have the vervet monkeys. They live in a family, and they spend a lot of time sort of socializing. Arizona lady, those tails are very long, and that helps in their balance. If we climb trees, we would also have a tail, but we lost our tail long ago when we started walking in the African wilderness. But the monkeys, they stayed in the trees. And what's interesting is if you see vervet monkeys, if we see them on foot, they'll go up a tree and hide up the tree. But if we see baboons and they're in a tree, baboons will jump out of the tree and run away. So those are two different sort of behavioral traits that monkeys and baboons have adapted with regards to man. And I think it's got to do with the fact that many, many, many years ago, man obviously we compete with these animals, we still do. We'd corner the monkeys and the baboons, and obviously the monkeys can get a lot higher in the tree, and it's very hard to throw sticks and stones at an animal that's, 35 meters up in the air. It's very hard to hit it accurately, but baboons can't get as high as monkeys, and so they'd rather get on the ground and use distance to get away from us. I know it's sad to talk about, but we have been competing on the African continent with all these animals since the creation of the savannah many years ago. And I wonder if this monkey knows that if he took those fruits that he's busy eating and fermented it, you could make a lovely brandy. Eh? I don't think he wants any brandy right now, but especially in the morning. It's a bit early, hey, Ferg, for brandy? Fruit salads in the morning. Victoria, I've never seen it physically myself live. Sorry, Ferg. Sorry, Ferg. I've never seen it physically myself, but I've seen video of a leopard catching monkeys, and there's some wonderful documentaries on leopards catching monkeys, and they are extremely fast and clever, leopards, when it comes to catching the monkeys. And that's why monkeys freak out when they see a cat, because they know that it could potentially catch them, and they will do everything they can to get higher and higher. But a leopard can get up there, and they can jump. I mean, look at the size of this tree. We're going to get right underneath it. You'll get a good sort of grasp of how big it is. I'm going to stop for you now. Beautiful ebony tree, jackalberry, and is one of our habitat specialists. Produces fruit almost throughout the year. It's always with leaf. Got lots of cavities and holes and branches and beautiful roosting sites for birds and monkeys and baboon alike. Marvelous shade tree as well. Yes, Meg, indeed. I'm sure the tail is exclusively there for balance. It's not prehensile, but they do kind of use a little bit, not to hold on to branches, but you see that they do sometimes sort of lean it on the branch to work as sort of like a support. But the tail is very, very important for their balance when they run through the trees. Very similar to what a leopard has its tail for, enables it to use it for balance, whereas the cheetah doesn't really use the tail for climbing balance, but for a rudder in their speed. It's a very nice use of appendages. And obviously that appendage for us became a little bit hard or cumbersome when you're trying to put on a pair of pants. Hey, Ferg. I think the first person to put pants on with a tail probably realized it wasn't a good idea. Okay, well, a marvelous tree. And where is it growing? It's growing right here in the drainage depression, indicating there's lots and lots of moisture. And you can see how green it is. I spoke a little bit about the jackalberry yesterday, and they do have very good access to water. So when you find one, you know that there's water deep down under the surface. You might not see the water, but it is there.
Little owlets that we find out here. And they're quite tricky sometimes between this pearl-spotted and the barred owlet. So I'm sorry to do this, but come on, guys, let's get the bird quiz going. Is it a pearl-spotted or is it a barred owlet? You guys need to let me know. The very real characteristics is looking on the front from this perspective is looking at that chest. Whether those little bars that are going down are slightly different between the pearl-spotted and the barred owlet. And if we could see it from the back, we would see with the pearl-spotted, they've got more of those little eyes on the back. But we can't see the back, so we need to look at the front of this little owlet. All right, let's wait for those answers. But in the meantime, while I wait for them, off to Taylor with a lovely surprise.